Well, I'll try to keep this short, guys, but I wanted to give a quick shout out and might as well do a bit of a, I guess not a product review or reveal per se, but show off something that I bought that I thought some other people might enjoy or might like or be interested in. So we'll start things out with, I know you know this guy. Barry over at JoDaddy's Garage came through and did me a huge favor. So a huge shout out to him. I haven't had the chance to mount it up yet or to see if it works out. Like I believe it will work perfectly. It is pretty much exactly what I was looking for, but he hooked me up, responded back, and got me this template made. And if you can tell, that is the firewall pattern pretty much. That's where the blower motor comes through with the 4 bolt holes, and then your 2 heater hoses, and then your factory AC holes. And the holes that I do not have on my firewall, I believe, are this one here, and I want to say it's this one here. I'm not positive. I'll have to line it up with my AC unit and see. But if y'all recall, this is what I'm looking at. And there's supposed to be a factory dimple somewhere up here. There was also supposed to be a factory dimple somewhere out in this vicinity. It's not this hole, which they say it's about 3 inches or 3.5 over from this. And this one's supposed to be about 3 inches over this way from this hole. And what he did was taped this on the front like so, and went inside the firewall and hit it with some spray paint, and it gave me a perfect pattern for what I'm after. So I will try this out later today probably, get it taped up, take a punch and punch this hole up here and whichever one of these it is that I need, and get my holes drilled so I can get my AC mounted under my dash, which has been the thing that's holding me up from mounting these bulkheads as well. I don't know if y'all remember me showing this. If you watched the other video, wherever the hell they're at, pardon the noise, this shit. So I have this that I want to mount on the firewall, but I wasn't sure exactly where I would have room once I get the AC mounted up. I didn't want to go drilling a hole and bolting it up, and then that stud on the backside be hitting or right smack up against the AC box. So I need to find out where my box would sit and see where's the best place to drill the hole through. So hopefully I'll be able to get that taken care of. Now on to the other bit. Once again, thanks Barry. This is a huge help. Huge. Like you don't know how skittish I was to go trying to guess where these holes would be. So you came through big time on this. So thank you. Also, on to the next bit. I ordered this, which obviously if you can read that, I believe it's pronounced Deutsch connector, or Deutsch terminal tool here. This is the removal tool. And it comes with, it's supposed to be a lot better than the little cheapy plastic ones you get with the tools sometimes, or with the connectors sometimes. This comes with the 3 primary sizes. I think it's 12, 16, and 20 gauge, I believe. But you insert it into the back of the connector, and it allows you to pull the pins back out. I didn't have one of these, so I went ahead and ordered one of these whenever I ordered this. These guys make some amazing product. Well, I say guys, I don't know, it might just be one guy, I don't know. But Maven Performance makes some very nice quality stuff. Let me fold this up and see if I can get this camera set up where I can actually open it with you being able to see. So, all right, so let's see. Get this box opened up. By the way, they threw in 2 pins. Not bad. Helps out since they include a inside of here with the receipts and the paperwork. They have a pinout paperwork, bit of paper, or a pinout sheet, so you can write down what all your pins go to. Ordered some boots, 90 degrees, comes with all the pins, and I ordered some plugs for what I don't use. But on to the important part. This is what I ordered. And if anybody has watched, there's another YouTuber named Devin. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce his last name, but it's Vander something. But anyways, he did a review on these as well, which I actually didn't know about until after I had ordered this. Like right as I ordered this, I discovered his video. I was watching the instructional video on this, how this works and how you go about installing it and whatnot, and he mentioned Devin in his video. And I was like, holy crap, I've been watching this guy. He does a bunch of Holley EFI stuff. And he also has a very, very good informative video about wiring, do's and don'ts, and what a bunch of people screw up doing. And it's been pretty much the guidelines of me doing my car. Anyways, this thing is pretty much a billet aluminum. It's just an aluminum anodized black backing plate, but it's a twist lock deutsch connector, bulkhead connector. I'll be using this to pass through my firewall for my wiring instead of using grommets. Now these things aren't necessarily cheap. I think this connector runs around $100. If you've priced other Deutsch connectors, the little crappy plastic bulkhead ones that will eventually crack and break, they are like $60, $70. So I figured I'm doing everything else in my car stainless and keeping it nice, clean, trying to keep everything billet and exceptionally well-built, sturdy. I don't want to worry about dry rotting rubber or dry rotting plastic that's going to break. So I had looked at like mil-spec Deutsch connectors before, the ones that actually like slide in and then have a thread collar that threads all the way down. We use them at work sometimes, or we have them at work. They're nice, but they're expensive, like stupid expensive. These, let me rotate it. So you have a little dash line here on the connector. You have a little dash right there. You line those up and you rotate the collar and it locks in. You hear it snap. Bolt these forward to the firewall, and this is just a plastic little sheet cover sticker thing to keep it clean. But you bolt these to the firewall, seal around it, and then you have a QD plug that is weatherproofed and exceptionally clean looking. Devin does a bunch of drag stuff. He does drag cars, he wires them, he drag races. He has some very nice vehicles and very nice work. He all of his wiring's labeled. He uses the heat shrink label printouts, or a label printer with heat shrink tubing, which is another thing I bought. But check out his videos, look at some of his cars and his work. He does very nice work on his stuff. So he uses these, he reviewed these, and they came in high regards. He had nothing but good to say about them. I ordered this thing I think day before yesterday. 2 days I got this thing. Shipping was like $7. So, and not only that, but he responds to emails like immediately. So I have a feeling these guys this guy is A+ customer service. If you needed help with something, they're there. But anyways, enough about that. Check them out. Check out their website. They make a bunch of other stuff. Mainly seems a little bit more towards the drag racing scene, but these are very nice for any kind of pro touring builder if you're looking for a clean. They also make a 4-gauge bulkhead, like Deutsch connector for wiring, for feeding like a starter wire up for like this stuff. If I didn't already have those bulkheads like I'm doing, then I would maybe have gone that route. Granted, I did decide to up my size from 4-gauge to 2-gauge for the main feed, so it wouldn't have worked for that. But they have them. I think they're about $60 for those, and they're very well made as well. They're nice quality product. But anyways, a bunch of my wiring came in to start doing my wiring for the primary stuff that I need. For instance, the ignition switch, which is this big wiring here. The stuff that came in the kit fell short about a foot, maybe 2 feet. So I had to order some more cable. This is 12 gauge. This is 14, I believe. All this is 12 here. So I just got a little bit of, I think those are 25-foot rolls. Just got a bit to get started. Got this relay box, got a wire in still. I went ahead and ran this crossover. I'm still gonna put some nylon braid over that. It comes around, it runs across underneath this deck, comes out over here, and around to this mega fuse. The mega fuse I have just kinda, sorry about the camera work, looping around to the stud. So I have my 2 wires coming off the breaker going to the stud, and then the one from the mega fuse going to the stud. I could have ran from this just to over one of these studs maybe, but I needed to eat up some space on this bolt anyways, or use a washer because the bolt was bottoming out. And I think I showed all this off before, but you know, this goes to this post, and then my 2 gauge wire from this post will feed up to the front. I didn't want to run that yet because, like I said, I don't know where that firewall bulkhead's going to go yet. My fuel tank will hopefully be coming in this weekend. It's done, it's ready. He's been cleaning it out, getting rid of the metal shavings. Hopefully he brings that back to me either today or tomorrow, and I can get it back in the car. And my epoxy's peeling up right here where I hammered. I'll have to hit that with some paint, make sure that's coated good. I did have a question. So, anyone that's done this before, what did you use to seal the gas tank around this? I have this 3M drip caulk stuff, which is covered in bugs, but it's just little like black tar strips. I don't know if I want to use that or if I just want to run a bead of silicone around it and then lay this gas tank down. So anybody has any input on what they use for this, let me know. Give me drop a comment, let me know what you think is the best thing to seal this with. I want it to be sealed. I don't want it to be glued down to where if I ever need to pull the tank, I have to go around the damn thing with a pry bar, which might have to happen anyways. I don't know, there might not be any way around it. But I know before I just put silicone all around the tank, and it was a bit of a bitch getting loose, but it wasn't terrible. Other than that, I think that's it for now. A couple things that I did on the, or I wish I would have done on the firewall. One being this. I wish I would have sealed this, like welded around this perimeter, because now I'm probably going to need to take some silicone or something and just fill this little bitty gap around it to make sure it's sealed up, because I don't want moisture to come in through that. I might have to do the same with all these little screw holes that I don't use. I should have welded those shut, but at the time I wasn't sure what I was using for other things and what wouldn't be needed. The other thing, which you can't see, I wish I would have welded up, but for whatever reason at the time, did not occur to me. That oblong hole at the bottom, that is for the parking brake that I'm not gonna have, because I plan on going with a handbrake for the parking brake. So I wish I would have welded that shut. I don't know if I want to grind away the epoxy around it and weld something in, or if I just want to make a little cutout plate out of aluminum or something and drill holes and rivet it in with some silicone or 3M. I'll probably end up welding it, to be honest. It's the right way to do it, I guess, but I really don't want to have to respray epoxy. But I have a feeling I'm gonna have to anyways. So I might wait to do that until I figure out what screw holes have to be done and just do all of it at once and then come back and just touch up with epoxy over the areas. This car is probably gonna get stripped back down later on and have the motor pulled and all the stuff inside the engine bay pulled and really clean it up and smooth out everything. I'll probably end up spraying some polyester primer inside of here or some high build and just smoothing everything out nice and clean before spraying it, and then re-epoxy all of it again. That'll probably happen whenever it comes time to replace this motor. But for the meantime, like I said, I really want to get this thing on the road and drivable. I just don't want it to be, I don't want to have issues of water and moisture getting into the interior cabin. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up just putting some seam sealer, just like a little blob over these little screw holes for the time being, and I might end up just using some kind of like sound deadener stuff over that oblong hole at the bottom for a temporary fix until it comes time to strip it all out again. Anyways, rambled on too long. Video's already 15 minutes, so sorry about that. Check them out. If you don't already follow JoDaddy, go check him out. Awesome videos. He puts out some exceptional instructional videos, and he goes over his work, which is something I don't do, and I don't take the time to do. I don't want to say I don't have the time. I don't take the time to do it. I guess he's more of a hobbyist. He does this more for fun. I enjoy doing this, but I'm on kind of a deadline. I feel like I want to get this car built and finished, so I don't want to take the time to film while I'm working, edit, etc. So I apologize if y'all want to see that. I'm not the channel to watch for that. So check him out though. He's very good with filming his work and going over what all he's doing, and he has very educational videos on how to restore a car right. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. Later.